What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Ringside with Ryan, the show where we break down every slam, splash, and surprise that WWE throws our way. I'm Patrick, and as always, I'm joined by my 11-year-old WWE superfan, my son, Ryan. Ryan, how are you feeling about this episode tonight?
I'm feeling good about it. I'm excited to talk about it, and I can't wait to dive right into it and talk about Saturday night's main event.
Awesome. Me too, buddy. I'm super excited to jump into this episode. Before we jump into the recap of the Saturday night main event, I think we had a special announcement we wanted to make about our new merch store. Ryan, tell our listeners about it.
So we have merch now, and we have hoodies, shirts, hats, you name it. We have all of it. So go get some merch, and yeah, just go get merch.
Yeah, and I think, Ryan, we're going to post the link to our merch store in the episode description and the comments below. So everybody check it out. We'd love to see you sport your Ringside with Ryan merch. All right? All right, so let's go. Let's get right into it. Tonight, we're diving into everything that went down at Saturday night's main event in Tampa, Florida. And even though it wasn't a premium live event, it sure feels like one at times. We got 5 total matches we're going to recap. We saw some wild interference, a few surprises that could even shake things heading into Money in the Bank. So, Ryan, let's talk about our first match recap where we had Sami Zayn, CM Punk versus Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker. This match just kicked things off with chaos. What is your thoughts on this match, Ryan?
That whole match, like the whole time, it was just crazy. It was just crazy and chaotic. Like, Bron Breakker was doing spears, Seth Rollins was doing pedigrees, all that. It was just crazy. And at the ending, also, we had
Go ahead.
At the ending, there was a surprise appearance from Bronson Reed, who's been out with a foot injury since November at Survivor Series. So that was a prize in the night and made Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker win that match.
Yeah, Ryan, that was my question for you. What did you think about Bronson Reed joining Rollins' crew? Do you think this alliance is going to dominate, moving forward?
I think so. I think Seth Rollins is forming another version of the Shield.
Interesting. It's going to be fun to follow that and see where it goes. Seth is the ultimate visionary, right? So he's always got something kind of sneaky up his sleeve. All right, Ryan, let's talk about another match. We saw Zelina Vega versus Chelsea Green in a U.S. title match. Green came out swinging with backup from help from some of her team, but Vega stayed scrappy. What do Ryan, what was your thoughts on this match overall?
It was one of my favorites, probably like number 3 maybe, because of that code red that Zelina Vega did off the top rope onto Chelsea Green. And that's how Zelina picked up that victory to retain the Women's United States champion.
Ryan, do you think Vega is ready to face someone like a Io Sky or possibly like a Bailey next? Or should Chelsea get another shot?
I feel like Zelina's always ready for everything. She's the underdog of the Blue Brand SmackDown. I think she's ready.
I couldn't agree more. I think she stays ready. It's definitely going to be fun to watch her moving forward. All right, Ryan, let's talk about our third recap where we saw John Cena versus R-Truth. R-Truth came out just crazy in the match. John Cena was not having it. There was even like a brutal belt shot to R-Truth post-match. It seems like we're seeing like the full heel John Cena being unleashed. What did you think about this match, Ryan?
This match was probably one of my favorites, probably like number 4, because if the title was on the line, then it would be like a number 2 for me. Because in the middle of the match, like when John Cena was about to hit him with the belt, he stopped for a second and then he gave the belt to the ref, and then when the ref wasn't looking, John Cena went low.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you think Cena went too far hitting Truth with the belt after the match? Or is this just like the new version of Cena as the villain of WWE?
I think he went too far with it. Like, what did R-Truth ever do to John Cena? He's just R-Truth's childhood hero, even though R-Truth's older than John Cena.
All right, Ryan, let's jump into our fourth match recap where we saw Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a steel cage match. These two went to war. We saw, claymores everywhere. We saw just pure brutality inside the cage. Priest walked out the door after laying McIntyre out, but both guys looked strong in the end. This feud, it seems like it's been solid from start to finish. Ryan, your thoughts on this?
This match was, in my rating, it was probably number 2 for me. Because of that, what Damian Priest did to Drew McIntyre, that concerto with the steel chair, and made him, knock out Drew McIntyre. And, yeah, I think Damian Priest deserves that because at WrestleMania, that Claymore with the steel chair into Damian Priest's head, I think Damian Priest deserves that win.
For sure, for sure. Ryan, our last match, our last recap was obviously the main event where we saw Jey Uso versus Logan Paul for the World Heavyweight Championship. Uso was cruising towards a win, it seemed like, until Cena pulled the ref out of the ring. Chaos broke loose. Cody Rhodes ran in to even try to, even the odds out. And after a missed knuckle shot from Paul, we saw Jey hit the spear and splash to retain the win. Looks like we could be heading towards like a massive tag team match at Money in the Bank, like Cena and Paul versus Cody and Jey. I don't know, Ryan. What do you think? Where do you think we're going from here?
I think we're doing it because at the end of Saturday night's main event, Cody was like, you two, y'all are a team and they can be a team. Let's take it all out at Money in the Bank. Let's let out all their anger and obviously want Cody and Jey to win.
Yeah, that one's going to be fun, Ryan, to watch. I'm here for it. Money in the Bank's definitely building up to be something you don't want to miss. We'll just have to stay tuned to see how it unfolds. All right, everybody. I think we're kind of approaching the end here. We'll kind of hit our final thoughts here, Ryan. My final thoughts of Saturday night's main event. It definitely wasn't anything like too elaborate. I don't think it reinvented the wheel, but it gave us some solid action and advanced a lot of stories along. With Cena turning heel, the Reed's new alliance, and Jey staying on top. This show had some good action overall. Ryan, what was your thoughts overall?
I feel like if I had to give this a rating out of 10, I would probably rate it like a 8. It could be better, but it was still pretty cool to watch. Yeah, it was just...
Yeah, it was definitely solid episode overall. I agree with the 8. Mm-hmm. I love how WWE has brought back the Saturday night main events, making them a thing. Just giving us one more episode each week besides Raw and SmackDown. So I'm here for it. I know you are too. All right, so I think that wraps up this week's episode of Ringside with Ryan. If you like what you heard, smash that like button below. Please subscribe and drop a comment. Ryan, final thoughts for your listeners in the Ringside with Ryan universe.
Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. We love reading your comments, guys. And go buy merch. We'll have a link in the description, the comments description. And yeah, just keep watching our videos, guys. We love you guys watching our videos.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Ryan, for another awesome episode. Thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Until next time, stay loud, stay proud, and we'll see you ringside. Out of here, guys.